Hi guys, Miffy still here and welcome to my channel. So for Crank's Hanging Garden, as many of you know, should be closing this Thursday, June 18th during Minions Update. Now I don't know if this rune will be available again in the near future, so for this video I'm going to try my best to beat the current record for clearance time. If you haven't got your hands on Cran, I do recommend getting her, or if you have already acquired her, she's actually worth leveling up for the time being. She's quite useful in both PvE and PvP, and I do currently rely on her to clear Force 6 in Black Hole, especially for some of the water attributes. Now, as with many players, I think we stopped doing the gardening work once we ascended Cran, and my time back then was 11:02, and I thought that was actually quite fast, but apparently not, considering now that I'm rank 7. So rank 1 being 10:22, that is going to be the time to beat for today's challenge. Also, something that I want to know for a lot of the new player is that to be part of the ranking, you have to complete the ruin in Hell mode, and that your time has to be under 35 minutes, which it can seem like a lot at first, but Hell mode can actually be quite challenging. Now, for the time being, let's head over to the Evernight Kingdom, where you will find Cran's Hanging Garden. Now, in order to do the garden, and this goes the same for all the ruins that are currently available, each run will require a unique material, and for Cran, you need to collect the Sea of Myriads, which you can do this by either purchasing with star gems, which I do not recommend, especially if you are a free-to-play player, as these gems are really limited within the game. Instead, you can actually collect these by killing the Yabbies on the map. So for Cran, it will be these Dice Masters, while for Anubis, it will be the Piggies, and Fail, it will be the Black Robes. And while you're at it, there is actually a daily quest in which you are required to kill 10 monsters on the map, and if you are a monthly Sapphire VIP player, there is an additional quest for 15. Simply by completing both of these quests should generate enough material for 2 to 3 runs. Naturally, if there is more than one rune being open, I still recommend taking a bit of energy instead of using the star gem to get the material. Now let's do some gardening work. Given this is recorded after, I will be speeding up this portion of the video. So tip number 1, always skip the cutscenes. If I remember correctly, rank 6 beat me by 1 second, and this could be why. So the current team that I have deployed here is SR, Cran, Kidding, and Lynx. You may notice that generally speaking, the Yappy that is acquired through the rune is also good for running the rune. So you will definitely come across water type Yabbies like King Kong, Lucia, or Abdusha, as well as light type Yabbies like Hexagon, Shira, Seraph, and Aki or Haru's transformation. So Cran being a wood attribute is a good counter to both. In addition to that, she also has a majestic attack, which is a good counter towards fairy type Yabbies like June, which also is very commonly found on this garden. The next on the list will be Dark and Mystery type like Ampeter, Ying, or Caesar on the top level, as well as Osiris and Nin will always be the final 2 on floor 23. So for many players, Caesars will be a good counter for Osiris, while Shido could be a good counter towards Nin. Now at the time of this video, Vera is also available through the White Rose event if you have already ascended her. For the third unit, I picked Lynx, partially because he's pretty much a immortal on my team, but in addition to that, you will find a few wood attributes Yappy throughout the garden as well. So Yappy's like Orchard, as well as the final boss Cran being a wood attribute herself, so Lynx will be a good counter to both. And finally, in terms of the fourth unit, I would imagine for a lot of the player, Lunar would be your strongest damage dealer, so definitely would consider adding him to the team. And of course, you're going to come across Fireman, which Lunar could also be very helpful. Otherwise, Keating will be a very reliable unit and can often one-shot Lynx along the way if you pick the 200 damage ability when enemy is over 70% HP. In my case, I went with SR just because she has much better stats and I don't have to worry about attribute effects given her their normal attack. Now, I gotta say I was really lucky with a lot of the RNG and the green bubbles, otherwise this time would have been almost nearly impossible. And I was expecting more towards the 10-minute mark, but there you have it folks, so 9 minutes and 6 seconds. Now, I do want to open up this challenge to everyone on the server and see if you can beat it before the event ends, and I guess if you do, I will try to make one more run, and if I still can't beat it, then I'll make a personal commitment to feature you inside the game on my next video. Anyways, hope you guys found some value out of this video, and if you do, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully we can bring more popularity to this game as well as new players over time. For now, I'll see you guys on the other side.